What's up, you guys? It's Alisha. Welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be installing this wig. This is a deep wave HD frontal wig, and I went in and did some highlights, but that's all that I did so far. So now I'm just going to apply a little bit of makeup to the lace just to make sure it blends. Afterwards, I found out I really didn't even need it because I didn't put that much, but it blended so well into my skin. The color, the lace just literally disappeared and everything. So I just put a little bit, but yeah. So once you see me put it on, you're going to see me adjust it. I'm going to take some time just to make sure that it's not crooked. Because you don't want your wig to be crooked. You want to make sure that the temples are in the right spot and it just fits across the hairline, because once you cut it, there's no going back. Oh, y'all, this was a lot of hair, even for me. Y'all know I love my inches. This was a 28-inch wig, and I added a 30-inch bundle to it. So it's a lot of hair. But y'all, can we take a second and just admire how flawlessly this thing blended into my scalp? Like, I was so impressed, and that's why I said I didn't even really need to put makeup on it. It just blended so well. So now I'm just going to be adding water to it, because that is the best way to get the hair out of the way. Because when you cut the ear tabs, like, you got to be very careful. You want to outline your ear, as you'll see me do with the rat tail comb. You just want to form like a part so that you can cut right along that part, because you want to make sure that the ear tabs fit flawlessly and you cut around your ear so that your little sideburns can just lay flat. Please be careful and take your time, especially if you're using really sharp scissors. You don't want to clip your ear, so just take your time. No need to rush. And then you're just going to do the same exact thing on the other side. Just make sure that you're holding down the lace so that it's flush to the skin, because you don't want the lace to be too long or too short along the hairline. Now you just want to clip the hair back so that it's out of the way. Feel free to spray it as necessary, because you don't want to cut any of the hair. And then in a zigzag motion, you just want to cut along the hairline to remove the extra lace. So I'm just going to let you guys watch me do it. Feel free to pause it or rewind it as necessary. Ooh, you guys, look how it's just literally blending into my skin. Like, the hairline completely disappeared. So now I'm going to go ahead and secure the hairline with the Bold Hold Liquid Gold. And you just want to do this in very small sections. So I did the front, like the middle of my forehead already. And I'm just going to lay down the lace. And then you want to blow dry it on a warm setting so that it can dry. And it doesn't take very long. But I just use my rat tail comb to kind of lay it down while I'm blow drying it, so that there's no buckling or lifting of the lace. So this was my first time using the liquid gold, and I'm actually really pleased with the results and how long it lasted. Normally my wigs are glueless, and so I don't even use this stuff. Sometimes I'll use it for my baby hairs, but this time, since I was headed to Miami the next day, I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I wanted to go ahead and secure my wig down with a liquid gold, and I'm glad I did it, because it definitely lasted the entire time. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this product. As you can see, I'm applying this in front of my hairline. It really grinds my gears when people add this stuff like to their hairline. Now I get it, some people don't have enough forehead and so you may have to put it on your hairline, but when people get concerned about their edges falling out and stuff like that, that's not something I worry about, because I make sure that if I use any type of glue, adhesive, whatever, it's going in front of my hairline so that it's not pulling out my edges. I got a big forehead, so I don't really have those problems, but if you don't, just try your hardest to adhere your lace to the section in front of your hairline so that you can avoid breakage. I'm just going to cut off any of the extra pieces of lace that were sticking up after I glued it down. All right, now for my favorite part and probably the most requested, we're going to go in and create our swoops or baby hairs if that's what you want to call them, but mine are usually pretty thick, especially in my long curly units. So my swoops, so I pretty much call them swoops because I feel like they're kind of thick for baby hair, but either way, they can be created the exact same way. So right now I'm just parting along the hairline, just taking out some hair that I'm going to go ahead and cut so that I can create my swoops or baby hairs. Once again, get that water bottle out if the hair is getting in your way. This is like literally the best way to get the hair out of your way so you can kind of see what you're doing. This hair was all over the place because it was freshly washed. So I'm using my water bottle, sis, to get the hair out of the way because we need to make sure we slay and lay these swoops, okay? Okay, now this part is optional. In fact, I didn't even really go in a lot to pluck the hairline. I just felt like I needed to in a few areas. So I'm going to go ahead and add the foam to the hair because I feel like, I don't know, it's just a little bit easier to kind of pluck the hair when it has that foam on there. And the foam is a little bit heavier, so it does lay the hair down a little bit better than the water so that I can see what I'm doing because you don't want to overpluck. You definitely don't want to overpluck. And like I said, I like to keep my baby hairs or swoops, I like to keep them pretty thick. And plus my lace wigs come pre-plucked, so I really didn't need to go in at all. I was just being kind of extra. But now I'm going to go ahead and use my razor to cut my baby hairs. Now I like to use the razor because it gives it more of a jagged cut versus the scissors where you kind of get that straight cut. I feel like it looks a lot more natural that way. And so I always use a razor to cut my baby hairs. Now you can cut them as long or as short as you prefer. It's totally your preference. Mine are probably more on the longer side because, again, mine are more like swoops. And so I do want them to kind of mesh into the hairline versus, you know, the baby hair that's kind of like separate. It's really hard to explain, but mine are more like swoops. So they swoop into my hairline. So I cut my hair a little longer than some people. So I love me a middle part, so I'm going in to create my part because that'll help guide me to where my baby hairs need to be. And this is a 13 by 6 frontal wig, in case anyone's wondering. I prefer these because I like a longer part, and this gives me a lot more parting space. Okay, so now I'm just going to use a mixture of the liquid gold with the foam to create my baby hairs. The foam helps to kind of get the baby hairs into formation, and the liquid gold keeps them in formation, if that makes sense. Okay, so here's why I pull out the entire hairline that I'm going to use to create my baby hairs, because as you can see, I can brush some of them back into the hairline if it's too much, but I don't want to have to keep going in and cutting them and doing all that kind of stuff. So I like to cut everything first, and then if it's too much, then I just brush it back into the hairline. Really simple, really easy. Definitely be patient with yourself on this part because it'll start to seem redundant. Your baby hairs are not gonna, or your swoops, because in my case, these are like swoops more than baby hairs, but they're not gonna lay the first time you brush them. Like sometimes you gotta keep brushing them into place just to kind of keep all the hairs going in the same direction. I get very anal about this because I like them to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist in all things, but with this, I just always want to make sure that my baby hairs are um, exactly how I want them to be. So if you're gonna add some more product, go ahead and do so. Get them exactly how you want them to be because once you mold them into place, you don't want to keep messing with them. So get them how you want them to be, and then we're gonna melt them down. All right, so once you have everything into place, you want to lay them down with an edge wrap or a melt band, whatever you have handy, just so that they can lay in place and melt into your scalp. All right, I'm just gonna kind of tame the hair a little bit. I liked it big, but I was messing with it so much, I decided to go in with a little bit of water. And I'm glad I did because I was able to get them highlights to pop and I could really see where they were placed and everything. I'm really pleased with how I highlighted this wig. I don't think I've ever highlighted a curly wig before, so I love the results. All right, so now I'm just going in with my blow dryer to make sure the hairline is completely dry. That's the only way it's really gonna melt into your skin if you lay it down and let it completely dry. So you can do this by just giving it some time and doing other things, but I just wanted to blow dry it because I'm always anxious to see it. And as you can see, it came out perfectly. I had one area I had to lay down a little bit afterwards, but for the most part, everything came out exactly how I wanted it to be, so I'm so happy. You can totally leave it like this if you like. I'm just going in with the wax stick to smooth out my parting area as well as like the hairline area because I like it to be smooth and like flat. But with curly hair, you can honestly just leave it like it is. It's just my preference. With my straight hair, I definitely go in with the wax stick and press out the hairline and stuff. And so you want to comb that product into the hairline. You don't want it to like sit on top. So I comb it into the hairline and the parting space before I go in with my pressing comb. This is another reason you want to make sure the hairline is completely dry because that's the only way you'll be able to go in with your pressing comb and smooth everything out if the hair is completely dry. All right, now let's just take a moment to admire this hair. Like it's so long and pretty. I'm so happy I went in with that 30-inch bundle because it really just gave me the look that I wanted. I'm so happy about this color. I was scared at first. Like it just came out perfect. I wore it in Miami and I'm gonna keep wearing it for a few more weeks. So y'all gonna see this. Follow me on Instagram for more pictures. I'm goofy as you can see. I just like when my hair comes out exactly the way that I want it. So now I'm just going in with some water and I think I added a little bit of conditioner just to tame the curls a little bit. I didn't do the whole wet look because I just like it to get a little big, especially with it being so long. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just sat here for a few more minutes and admired the hair. I was playing with it. And yeah, I was just so happy because, like I said, the pressure was on. I was leaving for Miami the next day, so I had no time for error. And I'm so happy with how this came out. If you guys like this video, definitely give me a huge thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the description box. My website information will be down there in case you're interested in purchasing a wig like this or any type of wig. And I ship all over the US. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in my next one.